Baro Kiteer last visit had brought us a new Prisma weapon, which is the Prisma Ohma. Well, I did have the original Ohma in my inventory, but I never really played a lot, so I never know how strong can it be. And thanks to this Prisma version of the Ohma, I tried to use it and see that how strong can it be. Well, let's just say that I'm just stupid, because this weapon is utterly too strong that no matter when you really want to fight in the survival or maybe even the disruption, at least I haven't tried it yet, it can do the job very well. This video will try to see that how do I build my Prisma Ohma and see that why can Prisma Ohma can be so powerful. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. If we try to compare the Prisma version with the original Ohma, we can see that Prisma Ohma is the total upgrade of the Ohma. The only thing that didn't get upgrade is the status chance from 30% to 20%. Others will all increase. Of course, the drop in status chance means that we will have less chance to proc a status proc on the enemies, and because of how our melee weapons will be heavily reliant on condition overload, will this be affect our build later on? Well, turns out that I did a slight calculation and found that despite a drop to just 20%, with the whipping wounds in there, the status chance still managed to surpass 100%. And do remember that crit chance has no limits, so we want to push as high crit chance as we can. But for status chance, as long as we can get a maximum of 100%, then getting more than one proc doesn't really matter. Especially when we have high attack speed and range there, we don't really need to worry about that whether the status chance is being low or not. So I could say that the Prisma Ohma is directly a total increasement compared to the original Ohma. So for our Prisma Ohma build, it will be a very simple one, just like most of your melee weapons build will look like. First, we have our stance here, and we'll be using Severate Outcast because it's a Nermon there. And we'll be having our very basic combo, which is Condition Overload, Blood Rush, Whipping Wounds, Berserker Fury, and Organ Shatter. We'll be also using the Prime Smite mod here because Ohma has an innate of electricity damage, so by using a Smite mod, it can also double dips the damage we will be later on needed to. Of course, we'll be having this prime reach here because the original range is only at 2.5, which I found that it could be a little bit short on range, so I decided to put prime reach here in order to increase the range there. And finally, we'll be putting in Shocking Touch here because I want to increase the chance and the damage of the electricity proc damage. The funny thing is that no matter what kind of melee weapons you're using, it's almost like the same. But turns out that Prisma Ohma can make good use of its own stat very well. That when I play in the survival mission, it can strike through enemies very easily. Yeah, you could judge that you're using a Rhino, you're using Raw, of course it will be strong. But remember one thing, the footage that you're watching here is my leveling up process, means that my Prisma Ohma is not in my final build here. The Prisma Ohma build that I'm using in my leveling up process is exchange the Smite mod into the Gladiator Might, which don't really have the double dips damage, instead just has the increased critical damage and crit chance as well. But here's the thing, even if I'm in the level up process, why it can still doing the whole job very well? When I tried to compare Prisma Ohma with the other melee weapons, I found something that might give me a hint. It's the way that how Prisma Ohma deal damage on it. You see, Prisma Ohma had an innate of electricity damage, while other weapons can of course use the electricity mod to get the electricity damage. But here is the thing, the reason why it can become so well is that the way that it deal damage is already so obvious. The reason why electricity damage can be so useful in the crowd, because electricity dots damage is a Tesla chain effect, where it will chain from one enemies to others. This is why you can see that electricity and gas, both dots damage, are so useful against crowd because both of them can do a good amount of KPM damage against a crowd. Mostly, your melee weapons will just only building for a slash build, but those slash builds heavily focus on the DPS side and not KPM, despite we know that melee weapon can hit multiple enemies at a time. But with the follow through at there, it could decrease the damage through a crowd of enemies when you hit multiple at once. So this is why I think that it could really prove how Prisma Ohma can be so good, because electricity and gas dots damage don't have the follow through problem, but most of the time when you swing on melee weapons, they have. So there you have it. This video is just only a short one, or maybe long because of the extra explanation, because when I look at the build, it just being so short, so I think that what kind of explanation should I go for? And I realized that, oh wait, Prisma Ohma has a really good face on with the enemies, but other weapons don't. So I think that maybe I can try to explain this part. Still, If you want to, you better make sure that you get the Prisma Ohma beforehand. But when I release this video, I assume that it's already passed, so do apologize. But really, you have to get this weapon and make good use of it, because I could guarantee that this weapon doesn't disappoint you. If this is your first time watching, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out any newest contents from me. Why not leave your comments down below if you got any ideas or thoughts you want to share with all of us. And that's it from me, and as always, I will see you all next time. Bye bye!